lot of people may view poets or story writers as boring people sitting behind a desk just writing stories all the time. But not Ernest Hemingway. He is the most adventurous, spontaneous, active story writer and poet that I have ever heard my entire life. This man has done so much stuff to influence his poetry, it's unreal. The life experiences he had and his interest in life also acted upon his story writing and his poems. For instance, he loved to go fishing, he loved to go outdoors, he loved hunting, always was in a whole bunch of activities. Well, anyway, I'd like to tell you a story just to get to know him. One day, he was fishing and he was trying to catch the first bluefin tuna ever recorded on record. So he went out there, he was trying so hard, he caught his first one. So mad because it got mangled by sharks. Never caught it. Ended up cutting the line, getting frustrated. Finally hooks up on the same day again on the second bluefin tuna. Ate up by sharks, he gets so mad. Back then there wasn't a lot of regulations on the water where you had wildlife fisheries rolling up on you. You could have any kind of gun you wanted on your boat. Well, this man pulls out a Tommy gun from underneath his hole, jumps on top, starts spraying all the sharks. So everybody thinks that they just look at the water and they're like, oh my God, the ocean's full of blood. So, what do you say? He has a little anger problem with him too. So after he did all that, he casts out again, gets a third tuna, lands it. Probably because he shot up all the sharks. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is this man is just crazy, like always doing all kinds of stuff. The first man I ever heard of to get in two plane crashes in one day. He was flying. He was flying back from a hunt. He was on his way back. Plane crashes. Rescue plane comes. Everybody's good. They jump in the rescue plane. That plane crashes. So you're probably thinking this man ain't gonna get on the third plane, but he does. He gets on the third plane, gets back. He's good. But anyway, besides for all that happening to him, he was also in the French army during World War One. Yes, he's an American. Why would he join the French army? Because America wasn't involved in World War One at the time he went. So he went to World War One. He went into World War One as an ambulance driver. Then he started. One day he was in the trenches with him and two buddies. He was giving them chocolates. They say that he was giving them in the middle of giving them chocolates when a mortar bomb was thrown in the trench and it blew up. When that blew up, it mangled all his legs and all that and got him sent out to war. But before he went home, one of his friends over there died. He picked up one guy on his shoulders that lost his legs, brought him to the medical unit, passed out, doesn't remember anything, and wrote about it right when he woke up. Wrote to everybody he knew. It just had a lot of influence and impact on his writing with his life experiences. Another fun fact about Ernest Hemingway actually is when he lived in Florida. He actually had cats named after him called Hemingway cats. They were a mixed breed of a cat that had 6 toes. So he's in this 3-story house in Florida, which you can still go to today. All these 6-toed cats walking around. You can even call up and buy one yourself if you want one. But I mean, if you go back to all his works he did, all of his life experiences, such as the tuna trip, which inspired him to write The Old Man and the Sea, or any of his adventure poems, they all had the back from his life experiences. And without knowing about an author's life experiences, you could really never relate their work to what he was talking about. So what I'm trying to get at is that he was just an amazing person. He was very active, and he did everything he could and put it into his writing. And I know what you're thinking. This man got in a lot of accidents and a lot of stuff happened to him, but such as getting shot in his legs, crashing airplanes, stuff like that. But if you're not living an adventurous lifestyle, you will never put yourself in that experience. And that's exactly what Ernest Hemingway did. And thank you for your time. And that's just a little bit about Ernest Hemingway. And thank you.